Good morning. Welcome on this wonderful morning to all of you, those in person, those of you online, and especially to our visitors this morning. I'm Sandy Prinz, your worship associate, along with Margot Page this morning. I'm privileged to be your worship associate, and also participating in our service this morning are, of course, our esteemed minister, Reverend Gail Lindsay Mariner, our music director at the piano, Lydia Madrick, guest musicians Chris Harrell and Rick
Cormier.
Cormier. Thank you. We give huge thanks of appreciation to our tech team, Michael, John, Jim, and also to Jim, who does the post-tech work, to all of those who to all of those who warmly welcome us in the morning, to the coffee makers and the snack providers, to the safety team who help keep the parking lot safe, to the office staff, and to all the folks who generously give of their time, expertise, and talent to make this ceremony. I'm doing really well. This gathering happen.
All right. So, does everybody have a flower? If you have a flower, hold it up. If you don't have a flower, I'm going to ask Margot to go and grab a bunch of them from the foyer and walk around with them. So you can put your flower down, but when Margot comes by, if you need one, she's going to give you a flower. Because today is flower communion. It is new member welcome. It is the finger food potluck, and it is the annual meeting. And if you didn't remember all of those things were happening, I don't blame you, because it's rather a lot. And we just spent the last, 10 days in the mega sale. So our opening words this morning are from Psalm 133. You'll hear them again in a little while. It's how rare it is and how lovely, this fellowship of those who meet together.
We invite those of you online to light your chalices as we light ours. We light our chalice with words by Tracy Johnson. We kindle our chalice flame this morning, awakening the fire of our ancestors in our hearts. Beacon of freedom held out to light the way. Light of reason illuminating the path. Spark of courage igniting our spirits. Aglow with hope for all we endeavor to do together. Holy flame of times past, brighten this present moment that we may be the love that is our center and our foundation.
3 horses grazing out my window. Brown, black, and white they stand. Rolling pastures they can wander. Free and easy is their land. Sing it if you know it. Don't ever take away our freedom. Don't ever take it away. Let us cherish and keep that one part of our lives. And the rest we're gonna find one of these days. One of these days. Always thought I'd see in my own lifetime an end to poverty, injustice, and war. But I've learned that job's gonna take a long, long time. There's one thing that we must endure. Sing, don't ever take away our freedom. Don't take it away. Don't ever take it away. Let us cherish and keep that one part of our lives. And the rest we're gonna find one of these days, one of these days. When I'm old and thinking this whole world that I've lived, there's one final wish left in me. I will pray for all the children yet to be born. I will pray that they always will be free. Now you know it, come on. Don't ever take away our freedom. Don't ever take it away. Let us cherish and keep that one part of our lives. And the rest we're gonna find one of these days. There's a time for the singing and the sunshine. There's a time for the thunder and the rain. There's a time for the changing of the seasons, my friend. But there's one thing we must never change. One more time, don't ever take away our freedom. Don't ever take it away. Let us cherish and keep that one part of our lives. And the rest we're gonna find one of these days, one of these days.
Our first reading this morning is from A Chosen Faith by John Behrens. One symbol of the potential priesthood and prophethood of all believers is a very simple ceremony held each spring in many of our congregations, the flower communion. It comes to us from what was, before World War II, the largest Unitarian congregation in the world, in Prague, Czechoslovakia. In the 1920s, the minister there, Norbert Čapek, designed this communion to include in the 1920s, the minister designed the communion to include everyone, Protestant, Catholic, Jew, or agnostic. Each worshiper is invited to bring a flower or bit of greenery to church, or is provided with one on arrival. Each contribution, like the participants, is quite unique. In the course of the service, the flowers are collected, blessed with a prayer written by Čapek, then redistributed. Everyone leaves with a bit of beauty brought by someone else. Čapek publicly opposed the Nazis and died at Dachau. His congregation today is a struggling remnant. The flower communion remains. It reminds us of the perishable gifts each of us can bring to encourage, include, and inspire one another. It perpetuates his memory and that of other martyrs, and helps renew our awareness of all those known and unknown, remembered and forgotten, who are even now the true servants of humankind. The second short reading is from the story of Norbert Čapek's flower ceremony by Teresa and David Schwartz. The flower ceremony, lovely though it is, isn't a diversion from ugly reality, but a gentle fierceness which proclaims that in the midst of sinister days, there is always the light of beauty. We are not here to recall something that happened, but to remember something that is happening, to remember, to put back together again. And in that remembering, may we put ourselves back together again, each as a part of the body of this community, out of many, one.
So it is time of cultural disturbance. When many of us are worried about the erosion of our freedoms, we draw comfort from a 100-year-old ritual and the principled actions of the man who created it. Then, as now, Unitarians were outspoken in defense of freedom, freedom of speech, and the freedom to gather, and the freedom to worship in the congregation of one's choosing, the freedom to think for oneself, to vote for one's government, the freedom to recognize the full humanity of all people. These were freedoms precious in that time that remain precious in ours. And the flower communion embodies those freedoms. The different flowers that we're going to gather in this vase represent diverse ages and genders, diverse languages and nationalities, diverse gifts and talents, theologies and worldviews, all a part of this gathered community. Our freedom to celebrate this uniquely Unitarian Universalist ritual of bringing the flowers and blessing them and then sharing them enacts all the many freedoms we will be talking about this month. We choose to be here this morning, and we are free to gather. We choose to be Unitarian Universalist, and we are free to be theist or non-theist, you use, Jewish or Christian, you use, pagan or humanist or Buddhist, you use, or a mix of any of those or something different than all of them. We choose which flower we will bring, which gifts we want to choose with this community. We choose to participate not just this Sunday, but every Sunday that we gather. And then we choose what we will do with the gifts that we gather and receive here. The truth represented by the flowers is present every Sunday. This is who is here today, gathered of their own volition. These are the values that bring us together. These are the gifts that we have to share. These are the people we share them with. So having cleaned the closets and their storage spaces, the people gathered and they relinquished the possessions they no longer wanted or needed, and they hosted a mega sale, which if you stood out in the courtyard before the mega sale, it looked the way this bouquet is going to look in a few minutes, full of treasures from every member of this congregation. And then all of those treasures were shared for a song with other people who found them precious. The book sale is the same, and First Sunday giving, and every small group meeting, and take a look when we go out to the potluck after the service. The buffet table is yet another incarnation of the flower communion bouquet. Every time we gather, our diversity, our values, our principles, and our generosity are present. When we show up in our yellow caps for a rally or a march, or spurt rainbows for prize, guess what? That's the flower ceremony all over again. We are growing into our values and practicing our faith. We are flowers in a resplendent bouquet. So, how do we do this? I have taken our punch bowl, because it's chalice-shaped, and filled it with greenery. And I think of this as, or silvery, I don't know. I think of this as, the UUA and the building and the structures and the bylaws and all of those things that form the scaffolding of our being together. Now, in a minute, we're going to sing Hina Matov Umanayim, which is number 392 in the Gray Book, I think. Yes, 392. And we're going to invite people to bring their flowers forward. Now, as you move, I want you to keep singing. Look at the words when you're in your chair. Leave the hymnal behind when you're walking and just kind of follow along. And we're going to do it like this. Okay, Margot's going to cue this aisle. And I'm going to cue this aisle. And we're going to invite you a row at a time to get up, to go out toward the side, to come around behind me here, put your flowers. Let me just do it. instead of talking about it. I have my flower. For me, since I'm way up the front and let's stand in the middle, I'm going to come and I'm going to go all the way to the back. Guys in the middle, I'm sorry, but you got more walking than anybody else. And I'm singing, and I'm going to come up the side. And I'm going to put my flower in the vase. And then I get to go sit down again. Now, if you're right here, you get to walk right out that side aisle, come up here to the center, put your flower in, and then sit down again. Okay, wait till I cue you. If you're here, you got the drill, okay? There's not a wrong way. If you end up in the wrong place, no one is going to shame you or send you back to the beginning. Okay? The same is true if you sing the words wrong. It's fine to do just la, 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 if that works better, okay? But walk like it's meditation, like you're actually bringing your gifts to the community, because you are, because you're here. Lydia, will you start playing?
Well, somehow. Here we are.
Okay, good.
These stones, which represent our land acknowledgements, our commitment to peace, our stewardship of the planet, and our commitment to democracy, remind us that a peaceful world, a healthy planet, and a robust democracy will become realities only when we and other good-hearted people around the world work together to unravel racism, mend generational patterns of violence, fight for democracy, and learn to live peacefully and regeneratively on our planet. May we find joy and meaning in these struggles.
So those of you who cannot see the candles being lit, imagine them, okay? You know they're there. We're going to light some candles. Those of you who right now can no longer see the chalice flame is still burning. Just hold it in your heart. And I think I'm going to come right about here, because then I can see everybody's faces, even though I may block someone's view a little bit. All right. So we set aside some time every Sunday morning to share the sorrows and joys which fill our days. We know that sorrows shared are easier to carry, and that joys shared are multiplied. We start with a candle of sorrow for the white rose in our chancel. This is for Mary Drake, who is a longtime member of this congregation. We learned on Friday that she had died earlier in May. Our hearts go out to her and her family. And we need a candle for Chris Yankowski. She says, please keep my daughter Courtney in your thoughts and prayers as she goes into surgery August 13th. So that's coming up. Send love and positive energy. A warm welcome. This is a candle of joy. A warm welcome to Rick Cormier, our drummer this morning, who after many, 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 many years as a Unitarian Universalist signed the book today. Yay. Worth waiting for, I think. Worth waiting for. Andrea writes, a joyful remembering that one of the first Sundays I attended this church, we celebrated with the flower ceremony. And I'm just so glad to be here today. We're glad you're here too. Ann Morgan writes, this morning, my Lyft driver, Kevin, told me that his grandmother is in the hospital. When he saw that I was going to church, he asked me, please to pray for his grandmother. Let's all send love and healing thoughts, care and concern, Unitarian prayers, as it were, to support Kevin and his grandmother. And please hold my neighbor's little girl, Sophia Martinez, in your thoughts. She is in the hospital again with complications from her birth defect. Mary Nykirk writes, I have an autoimmune disease called myasthenia gravis, and in the past week I've had a flare. My doctor supports me not going to the hospital for treatment. Instead, I'm going to be going to the infusion center. As I understand it, I'll go for 3 days. Which ones to be determined, 3 hours a day. Visitors will definitely be welcome. My symptoms include muscle weakness and difficulty breathing and swallowing, and sometimes garbled speech. This happened before in 2023. It was finally diagnosed in 2024. And a joy, I'm determined to get my book, Manic Don't Panic, Tips to Help, to a publisher by summer solstice a year from now. Thank you, Mary. All right. Elizabeth writes, on Friday, Elizabeth Swope, you know her, she's usually welcoming at the greeter table. On Friday, I had 2 large skin cancers removed. I am doing well, but am staying home for a little while at the doctor's suggestion. I am now working to figure out a good answer for the 2 long scars I'll have on my neck. I think suggestions, creative suggestions for where they came from are probably welcome. We have some birthdays coming up in a few days. Gerald Hendrickson, Jim Bradbury, Ginny Assman, and Liz Drummond are all celebrating birthdays this week. Happy birthday to all of you. And this morning we have one guest who is willing to be recognized. Lynn Leonard from Phoenix. Lynn, can you wave? Yay! And we have another 10 who are here incognito. Oh, no? Another 2. All right. Another 2 who are here incognito, and probably another 8 who aren't even admitting that they're even here incognito. Anyway, you are all welcome, whether you're physically present or online, whether you want to tell us your name or not, and you're welcome to stay for the potluck. All right, holding these sorrows and these joys in our hearts, let's sing together Spirit of Life. If you need the words, it's 1, 2, 3 in the Gray Book. We need one more candle. We need one more candle.
I put one more because
You already did. All right. But we need another one past that one, because one of the greatest joys we have in any year is the opportunity to welcome new members. Aha. This is our segue candle. Yeah. So can I have our board president and the representative from our Community Life membership crew? We have, and and Janie, where's Janie? Come on up. So it is a joy to welcome new members into our community as we celebrate the Flower Communion and gather for our congregational meeting. As Roberta reads your name, if you are one of the newcomers we're welcoming, I invite you to come forward. Now, I think we need you to stand kind of up here in the back, and there's a trick to getting there. What I need you to do is walk over here, grab the handrail, walk over here through the other people, and stand somewhere here in the middle, all right? Roberta, will you read the 27 names of the 27 new members we have this year?
So Janie Farler, who's also on the Community Life and Membership Committee team, is going to share this job with me. So I'll start with Melissa Benedict.
Okay.
Lee Berg,
Mary Berg,
Lynn Christensen,
Daniel Clevenger E. Martinez,
Dennis Conine, he's here,
Erica Eberhardt,
Yay.
Stanley Fogelman,
Deborah Hughes,
John Lehman,
Lisa Lehman,
Veda Mariel,
Larry Metzger,
Johanna Nelson Parker,
Kate O'Neill,
Diane Peterson,
Kelly Rayleigh,
Lynn Raymond,
Robert Reynolds,
Elizabeth Terhune,
Gracia Tubia Stuckey,
Julia Wyrick,
Katie Yanda,
Susan Yanda, Dee Sisman,
and Paul Zisman.
All right. Well, we know everybody has busy lives, and this is proof of it, but even without everybody here, we're still going to fill up the chancel. Come all the way in. All the way up. Yeah. Now, oh dear. Did you remember to bring your little white sheet? All right, we're going to do this a little differently because I forgot to give you an instruction. Ah, excellent. Can you make sure everyone has one of those? Board President, you have words.
I have words. This is the most joyous thing a president at this congregation does, is to welcome new members. And 27 is amazing. We've been gathering in this spot in this congregation for 75 years.
Almost.
And we've been seeking a higher purpose and deeper life than we could find alone. We're grateful that you have come to be with us on the journey. We are honored that you decided to make a commitment to this faith community. As you join us, please allow yourself to know others and to be known by them, to care for others and to be cared for, and to love and to be loved by this congregation. As member of this congregation, we pledge to you to be guardians of your spirit, to respect the independence of each person's pilgrimage of faith, to care for one another, and to honor the inherent worth and dignity of all persons standing here today.
In addition, our congregational covenant commits us to act with integrity, to treat one another with respect, to be open in our communications, and to use a democratic process for our decision-making. These are important values that govern our interactions, to be sure, but they're not especially poetic in the way they're phrased in our covenant. There's an older and more resonant phrasing of the promises that bind us together, which is found in one of the early documents of our polity, known as the Pilgrim Covenant. And if you look on the little insert in the hymnal, it says Pilgrim Covenant, and we're going to read the Pilgrim Covenant together. Forgive the small print, hold it wherever you need to. So let's read it together, newcomers and longtime members. We covenant to walk together in the ways of truth, affection, justice, and love, as we know them now, or may learn them in the days to come, that we and our beloveds might be fulfilled and speak to the world in words and deeds of peace and goodwill. Now, along with Jim Kramer, our president, I am pleased to shake your hand and welcome you this morning. Janie's going to hand you a flower, so you're going to have flowers coming out of your ears by the time you leave, but that's okay. Stick it in your hair or your lapel. And Roberta has one more thing she wants to add.
We forgot to read one name, Joni Greenfield.
Oh, Joni, absolutely.
She's up here somewhere.
Yay! All right. So what we're going to do right this minute then is start shaking hands and giving flowers. And as you get a
We're gonna do
flower
the flowers
and
down
shake a
there.
hand, let's go down the same direction we arrived. And then in just a moment, we'll have a little more music, but let's clear the peoples first. Yay! Joni, wonderful. Come. You're welcome. Welcome. Thanks. Yay. Yay, welcome. Welcome to you too. Shake your hand. Yay.
Well, you had Peter Yarrow from Peter, Paul, and Mary. I'm not sure how many country musicians come in here and play. I'm not a country person, but this is a country song by Garth Brooks, and it's not really country. It's a beautiful song about freedom he wrote. Never knew he wrote this song, but hope you like it. It's called We Shall Be Free. This ain't coming from no prophet. I'm just an ordinary man. When I close my eyes, I see this way this world could be if we all walk hand in hand. You ready for Rick? When the last child cries for a crust of bread, and the last man dies for the words he said, when there's shelter over the poorest head, oh, we shall be free. Here's a chorus. Oh, we shall be free. Oh, we shall be free. Stand up straight and walk proud. Oh, we shall be free. When the last thing we notice is the color of skin, and the first thing we look for is beauty within, when there's shelter over the poorest head, oh, we shall be free. When we're free to love anyone we choose, when the world's big enough for our different views, when we all can worship from our own kind of pews, oh, we shall be free. Oh, we shall be free. Oh, we shall be free. Stand up straight and walk proud, 'cause we shall be free. When money talks for the very last time and nobody walks a step behind, when there's only one race and that's mankind, oh, we shall be free. Oh, we shall be free. Oh, we shall be free. Stand up straight and walk proud. Oh, we shall be free. One more time. Oh, we shall be free. Oh, we shall be free. Stand up straight and walk proud, 'cause we shall be free. Ooh. Thank you.
Little sheet. The second thing it has on it are words for the blessing of the flowers. Because very clearly, it's not the clergy that are in charge of blessing in a Unitarian Universalist community. It's all of us, right? We created this beauty together. We created this beauty together. So now I invite you to stretch out a hand towards the flowers, and we're going to bless them. Please read with me. Spirit of life, bless these flowers as messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us that despite our diversity of gifts, needs, and perspectives, we are one community, and in our diversity lies our beauty and our strength. May these flowers remind us of the value of companionship, of doing and sharing with one another, of caring for and learning from one another. May they prompt us to cherish friendship as one of life's most precious gifts. May we value one another's gifts and recognize that all of our contributions, great and small, are needed and valued and beautiful. Spirit of life, may we bloom as these flowers bloom and bless one another and the world. Amen. Amen indeed. What a magical thing is the gathering of flowers and the gathering of people. So many different blossoms, so many different passions, so many different priorities, which taken together create a whole larger than its many parts. But here's the thing. The gifts that we have brought here and gathered together need to be dispersed. They need to be shared in order to actually make a difference in our lives and in our world. And so we're going to repeat our walking meditation, this time chanting, "From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, by this we live." I'm going to do the cueing. This time, rather than adding a flower to the bouquet, Margot or Sandy will hand you a flower. And this is important because one of the things that's true about community is we all get to choose what we bring and offer, but we don't get to choose what we receive, right? I might want the geranium or the penstemon, and I might get the alstroemeria. I might want to be chair of the board, but I might simply end up helping make coffee in the kitchen. And it's all good, and there'll be another flower communion next year. But you know, we can only receive what other people are willing to give at any point in time. And so this is a reminder of that. So I'm going to cue the folks as we go down the aisles. Lydia's going to play. Let's sing and let's receive some flowers. If you need the words, are you ready? not only is it enough, it's lanyap, right? It's a little bit more than enough. Enough with something left over. This congregation is exactly the same. Not only are we enough, we have something left over that we can share. So what to do with your flowers? You are free to choose. You might just enjoy them. You might tuck them in your hair, put them on your lapel. You might dry them or press them between the pages of your hymnal at home. Or better yet, you might take your flower or flowers with you as you go out into the world later this afternoon, and you might pass them along, that little bit extra, to someone who needs a smile or a little bit of appreciation or a remembrance. We have the freedom of enough here, and the freedom of more than enough, and the freedom to share that enoughness with the people around us in order to bring the world that we dream of a little closer to being a reality. May we exercise these beautiful freedoms. And now, Roberta, with a different hat on, I think.
I think I'm doing a lot of random announcements, so it may be more than one hat. So about the mega sale, to make it quick, if you were on the planning committee, would you raise your hand? If you donated items to the no, keep your hands up. If you donated items, put your hands up. If you volunteered, put your hands up. Together. Oh, I forgot. If you shopped, oh yeah. And some of you were exceptionally good at that. And together, we raised about $10,000 for the church. So today we have the potluck, but we also have the board meeting. Now, part of the board, or the annual meeting, so part of that is you need to check in if you are a voting member so that we can count the quorum. So Leon and I are going to be just outside the big doors there. Some of you are going to go right to eat. Maybe some of you could come see us first, and we'll get everybody checked in before noon. If you have a speaking part, let's gather maybe 10 minutes before 12 up here, and I have handouts for you, and we can figure out how to use the slide mover thing, okay? And then the next thing coming up, potluck today is great, but there's another one next month. It's the annual hot dog roast, so watch for news on that. Right. So for now, we will take the morning offering with grateful thanks.
We extinguish the chalice this morning with words adapted from Scott Taylor. May we escape the expectations of others. May we put down our regrets about the past and our worries about the future, so we can make our way back to the abundance we found in the here and now, in the beauty of the flower bouquet we created this morning, and in the company of the new members we have welcomed today. May we slip through the bars built by the cruel voices in our heads. May we walk through those doors that were never locked in the first place. And in the fighting for the freedom of others, may we find our own. May it be so.
If you would reach out and take hands with someone who is sitting or, I guess, standing nearby, or bump elbows if your hands are too full of flowers, whatever. And would you repeat after me? May love and skill be in our hands. May love and skill be in our hands. May love and courage fill our hearts. May love and courage fill our hearts. May love and wisdom light our minds. May love and wisdom light our minds. May love flow through us and walk among us. May love flow through us and walk among us. As we live our lives and work to heal our world. Amen, shalom, namaste, blessed be. Assalamu alaikum, ashe, aho. All right, so turn and greet your neighbors and make your way out to the potluck.
Thank you for joining us today, friends. We hope that you enjoyed today's service. Please take a little time and explore our website and visit our online welcome table if you'd like to know more about us. Otherwise, we'll see you next Sunday morning. Stay in touch and be well.